A farewell on the fairway. Irving says goodbye to the AT&T Byron Nelson.
I've already felt it hit me this week. It's going to be a tough goodbye.
It's just always been such a special place for Byron and me.
We are there for all of the big moments in the tournament's final year in the city.
I'm going to be on cover of 4 million Wheaties boxes.
The Byron brings out some of the biggest brands. See how they are capitalizing on the crowds.
It's not the prettiest stuff, but it's the stuff that you will be complaining about if you don't have it every day.
You see infrastructure work happening all over the city. We take a look at what it all means and why it's important. Plus tips for severe weather season, where people are getting updates on the Midtown Express and the moving tribute to fallen police officers. This is City Source. Irving police officers participate in a national memorial tribute. Hello and welcome to City Source. I'm Thomas Gandy. That story is coming up later. But first, the AT&T Byron Nelson celebrates its 35th and final year at the Four Seasons Resort in Irving. We were there for all of the golf action and emotion of this farewell year. All around the course at the AT&T Byron Nelson, many fans,
I wish it would stay here,
and top athletes
It's very bittersweet.
are talking about how this is the tournament's final year at the Four Seasons in Irving.
A little piece of my heart is always going to stay here.
The Byron moves to Dallas next year, but for this week, it's all about the tributes.
The theme of this year is very simple. Celebrate a fantastic partnership with the community of Irving and the Four Seasons.
That word came at the tournament's opening ceremony. It also featured a surprise for the widow of the tournament's namesake and its biggest ambassador.
It is our honor now to present you with a key to the city.
Oh my goodness, how cool is that? I'm trying to keep it together, you know. It's going to be a great finale, and it's going to be a lot of fun and maybe some smiles and tears at the same time, I think, for a lot of people, including me. The tournament and the Red Pants may be leaving after this tournament, but my heart will always be here.
I've got 34 years.
Some volunteers have been here since the beginning in Irving. Tournament organizers honored them at this reception that was also a time to catch up with fellow workers who became longtime friends.
Oh, I'm so nostalgic about this. This has been such an important part of my life.
Employees who have put in decades are also getting recognized. That includes a lot of Irving's first responders.
We've seen that thing grow from when I started back in 1987 to where it is today, and it's going to be missed.
Tom Cleghorn works on tournament traffic plans.
You know, when I first started with the city 31 years ago, it was just a job. Then as I've grown into this position, you know, I realized the magnitude we have, and hopefully in a small way we're helping them out as much as we can.
We all have hearts to want kids to have a future, and that's what this is all about for all of us. That's why we're here.
There's so many stories.
And now that the tournament is moving, people are more willing to share those stories. Buck Raines remembers 1983.
Well, the first year, we really rushed to get this thing open. The course wasn't ready, and we painted it. We painted it green so it would look good on TV. And then, of course, the pros would say, hey, the balls are green. So we had a lot of laughs just trying to make it all work.
You can see the greens have come a long way since those days. With tournament play underway on the course, the Irving Convention and Visitors Bureau is having fun with fans on Champions Way. This is Irving Live.
We've got unique Irving attractions within our area that we're promoting to people out here.
The attractions this year focus on music over sports. While the pro golf event is leaving, the Irving Music Factory, with its concert pavilion, is set to open later this year.
This is our chance to tell the other stories of Irving.
I'm actually excited. I didn't know that the pavilion was so amazing.
So this is the last year, and we are sad about that. We are celebrating in a way because there's about to be a boom in Irving, and it's going to be musical.
Spin it to win it.
They are also promoting the Texas Musicians Museum and the Irving Arts Center.
So we have our commemorative shirts that are going fast.
Free swag goes to people interacting with the Convention and Visitors Bureau on social media. The goal is to spread the word of what is happening in the city and build excitement. So this is where people pose in the Irving frame.
Yes, this is our farewell frame.
People who take pictures here can have them printed out, and then they can place them on this board. It does not look like much now, but watch what happens in this time lapse. A mosaic is taking shape. It takes the entire tournament to fill it up and reveal what will be a commemoration of this final tournament in Irving a tournament that is wrapping up.
Bittersweet is the best word. It's just, I feel like an empty nest parent, I think, that I know this is good for the tournament and it's good for their success, long-term sponsor. That means more money for the kids and the programs that they do.
Over its years in Irving, the tournament has raised more than $150 million for the school and therapy programs of Momentous Institute.
The money's great, but it's what we've been able to do with it. 100,000 kids and families served. Think about that. Everybody in the city of Irving, the Four Seasons, and the Salesmanship Club, and our volunteers have made that happen. Makes us feel very good to be out here.
The real thing that sticks in my mind through all this is what the salesmanship do for the kids. I mean, the opportunity to work with young people and change their lives and give them opportunities. That's what this is all about.
Irving Mayor Rick Stouffer invited former mayors to take part in the closing ceremony, but it's not time for that just yet. This year's Byron is heading for a playoff, giving the tournament a little bit of extra time in the city.
We hate to see it leave, we don't know how we're going to feel next year.
With that, Billy Horschel came out on top, and it's soon time for the trophy presentation.
To the city of Irving, the Four Seasons, thank you all for 35 amazing years.
Everybody here, you're going to be part of our golf family when we move to Southern Dallas.
Very emotional right now. They'll be a part of my heart forever.
It looks like you're about to cry.
I am about to cry. This is sad. This has been a big part of my career.
It's been a great run.
So we're going to miss it.
On behalf of everyone here, a fond farewell, best of luck. We love you guys.
From 1983 all the way to 2017, and now this final farewell on the fairway.
We've done a good job, and we're sending them off with the best of intentions and wishing them much success.
Organizers estimate 280,000 people attended this year's tournament. Coming up later, leaders talk about the economic impact of the tournament leaving. Also, a look at how some businesses are working to capture attention of the huge crowds, so stick around for that. On to other news now. Across the country, police departments took time out to recognize fallen officers. The observance comes during National Police Week. Irving's ceremony started at the Criminal Justice Center. Take a look.
Today is a day for the Irving Police Department, the Irving community, to honor the 3 fallen officers that we've lost in the line of duty over the history of our police department. We did a march of honor over here to the Veterans Memorial where we were set up and ready to honor our fallen officers. I had the honor of knowing all 3 of these men. Glenn and I worked on the same shift when I first started my career here as a police officer. Aubrey was relatively new to our agency, yet he was full of excitement for the opportunity to work for the Irving Police Department. Andrew was special to me, but as I think back, it was not the qualities he possessed that most impressed me. It was the love he had for his family.
It fuels our heart just to know that they are remembered, that they do take the time to remember not only my brother, but all 3 of those heroes.
You have all of the emotion, bubbles up to the surface as you sit and remember the relationships you had with these men. Today we have the opportunity to dedicate a new symbol of their service and sacrifice. These honor chairs are a gift to our agency from saving a hero's place.
We do these honor chairs for police officers killed in line of duty, and the idea is to save their place amongst their peers so that they will never be forgotten.
I think they're amazing. I love the fact that there's one for each one of the fallen officers. It's just another symbolism of their legacy and just holds to the fact that they'll never be forgotten.
I want them to understand that the sacrifice that their loved one gave is not going to be forgotten, that they died serving this community, and we will always honor that. We don't ever want to forget.
Along with that observance, 2 Irving police officers participated in a 3-day bike ride to honor fallen officers. It ended in Washington, D.C., where they participated in the national memorial activities. It's severe weather season. Over the next several editions of City Source, we'll have some tips to help you protect yourself and your home. While you have no doubt heard some of this before, Irving's Office of Emergency Management says it is worth repeating. Thunderstorms are one of the most common hazards this time of year.
With severe thunderstorms, lightning is a 100% possibility. It always happens in severe thunderstorms, so that's something for your home to be prepared for. You can get things like lightning rods for your house installed that help limit some of the damage. All of your major appliances, we recommend putting on surge protectors so they won't be as affected as much by lightning, but you also have the hail and the winds.
And to guard against that wind and hail, bring inside or secure loose items. Make sure your vehicle is covered. And emergency management says the most important thing to do is be informed. Stay updated on the weather forecast to know when bad weather may be approaching. When you hear of a watch, that means conditions are favorable for a severe weather event. When you hear of a warning, it's time to take action because something is happening now.
If you hear that there's a tornado warning, know where to go, know where your safe spot is. So if you're at home, you're going to go to the lowest floor possible, interior room with no windows, and seek shelter there. If you're at your work or school, you want to find somewhere like a hall. You don't want to be in a big room like a cafeteria, a gymnasium. So you want to be somewhere that's away from windows, the inside of the building, that is not a big open space.
Find more information at cityofirving.org/emergency-management. People turned out to get an update on the Midtown Express, which, as you may know, involves the reconstruction of State Highways 183 and 114, along with Loop 12. Southgate Constructors, the contractor over the project, held an open house at Christ Church on State Highway 183. People there could look at exhibits and talk with the people responsible. The Midtown Express is about 50% complete, and here's a huge number that tells you what's still ahead. The people involved say crews will spend 1 million man-hours on the project this year.
Even though we're 50% complete, there's still a lot of road work that needs to be done. We are almost complete with most of the utility work, and a lot of the frontage road work is some of the first work to be completed. What you're really going to see this year towards the end of the year is a lot of the bridge work and the main lane work being done. And so by the end of this year, by the end of 2017, you're going to see a lot of the main lane work completed.
I think it's important that the residents understand how far we've come and where we're going. It's important because this has been a real challenge for a lot of the neighborhood to find their way around. So this shows them that we are making progress, we are ahead of schedule.
The Midtown Express could be complete in the fall of 2018.
Upon completion, this project will add one toll lane in each direction on State Highways 183, Loop 12, and 114 in Irving and Euless.
With plenty of construction still ahead, she says it's important for people to watch for traffic detours and changes. Find ways to stay informed at drivemidtown.com. That project is just one example of infrastructure. The City of Irving is putting renewed attention on infrastructure, and that includes letting people know what it involves. The projects can be complex, and we work to break down the importance.
We got a lot of traffic going through here.
Many drivers on Las Colinas Boulevard are likely asking the same question. When will all the construction end?
We should be open up to traffic sometime here in June 2017.
But that's not the only detail on the mind of Irving's engineering manager.
It's pages and pages. There's curb cuts in here. There's pedestrian signal foundation.
A project that may appear at first to be simply new concrete involves a lot more.
No one ever thinks of the excavation, the amount of flat work to be removed.
The City of Irving is hoping more residents will take notice of all the roads, pipes, channels, and more around them and learn about how they all serve residents.
It's not the prettiest stuff, but it's the stuff that you will be complaining about if you don't have it every day.
I get excited about it, but I'm an engineer.
All of those things are part of the city's infrastructure.
What is infrastructure? Infrastructure is what our residents use each and every day. They drive on the roads, they walk on the sidewalk, they turn on the tap for the water.
It's the pieces and parts that make this city work.
It's all those things that we use every day and take for granted, but are really necessary for us to move around in terms of transportation and to provide the essential services that we need.
On the sewer end as well, just what it takes so that when they want to dispose of their waste, it goes somewhere.
This project on Las Colinas Boulevard is only one example, but there are many more.
Sometimes it's hard to wrap your head around everything we have going on in our group right now, but here in the spring, And we have 85 active projects going on worth about $350 million.
When you talk infrastructure, all of the numbers are huge. The city of Irving has more than 1,400 lane miles of street to keep up with. For water,
we have close to 1,500 miles of pipe that we maintain each day.
People don't think what it takes to get water delivered from East Texas all the way to their faucet. There's just a lot of steps, a lot of work to make that happen.
Irving is renewing its focus on all infrastructure.
I think that the main reason that we're seeing a lot of work going on in our city is because our city is over 100 years old now. And much of the infrastructure that drives our city, the water, the sewer, all that is getting to be 50, 60, 70 years old.
Along with age, growth of the city can bring challenges. Many residents report rough roads. In fact, they are the top concern on surveys.
Over the next 5 years, we are going to invest $100 million in our roads to address the number one issue that our residents and businesses have identified.
And projects are expensive. This work on Las Colinas Boulevard is about $15 million.
We want to make sure we're investing the dollars wisely.
To maximize efficiency on this project, crews are replacing water and sewer lines at the same time, so they won't have to dig up the road again in a few years. Also, because the city knows what caused all the potholes.
Horrible clay soils that move a lot.
They are rebuilding the road with a base layer of ground-up recycled concrete topped with even thicker reinforced concrete.
We're going for longevity, obviously.
And once they finish this first phase, crews will move to the next phase of Las Colinas Boulevard from O'Connor to just past Wingren.
Big project, big businesses, a lot of coordination.
They are the details the city's teams pay attention to, so the services you expect are there when you need them.
I think once people understand everything that goes into it, all the investment that goes into it, the maintenance that goes into it, I think they have a much greater appreciation of what the city owns and what the city is responsible for taking care of.
We want to make sure we're going to do it right, and we want to make sure we're going to have the best impact for our residents and what they see and use every day.
Yeah, and you can find links to many of our other stories in our Investing in Our Future series at cityofirving.org. There is a lot more than golf at the AT&T Byron Nelson each year. A lot of businesses are working to make an impression on the crowds at the Four Seasons and the audience watching on TV. We saw some big examples of that.
I'm going to be on cover of 4 million Wheaties boxes.
DFW favorite Jordan Spieth chose the AT&T Byron Nelson to debut his new cereal boxes.
It's an honor in the fact that Wheaties looks for athletes that conduct themselves right way on and off the field.
The boxes won't be available until the fall, but cereal maker General Mills is getting the message out now. It is just one company capitalizing on the attention the tournament brings. We saw examples all around the course at the Four Seasons in Irving. They are brand building at the Byron.
I think you see a lot of brands out here because it's a first-class event. The demographics that come out to a golf tournament are great demographics. They're an audience everybody wants.
It's a great place for us to build a touch point with our customers.
Title sponsor AT&T offered fans the chance to experience the Fan Dome. Inside, visitors could check out live cameras from the course on the dome ceiling.
And there's Peggy Nelson right there.
There is also a chance to check out a lot of other technology, including virtual reality.
My favorite part is to watch people having the virtual reality experience because their heads are moving all over the place like that.
It's just very interesting, made you feel like you were someplace else.
This gives a lot of interactive experiences to our customers and people that we hope will become customers at some point.
The city of Irving is also working to build name recognition. We have covered these social media initiatives designed to increase followers and hashtags online. The Convention and Visitors Bureau also sponsors the Byron Nelson Media Room.
But we want to make sure that the story notes that they're in Irving, Texas, that this is where this is, that this is not Dallas, this is not DFW Airport, there's no such city as Las Colinas. You're in Irving, Texas, and that's why we've made that statement in the media room for years.
They are all working to make sure people talk about more than golf at the AT&T Byron Nelson. For years, we have talked about the huge economic impact that Byron brings to the city. So we ask leaders how to move on now that the tournament is leaving.
Well, I think we've always had to look at changes in the city of Irving. Over the last few years that I've been involved, that we used to have the Cowboys facility, we used to have the training facility, and now we'll be able to say we used to have the Byron Nelson.
It is a challenge because there's such highly visible events. But, you know, the Cowboys' last game at Texas Stadium was in December of 2009. In January of 2011, we opened up the convention center, and we're hosting 305 events a year in that building.
The city is resourceful. We're getting ready to open Live Nation and the entertainment venue, and so we'll have 100 and some nights a year of activity there. And so those are the things we'll have to concentrate to continue to bring people to our city and bring the tax dollars.
We got a lot of great brand awareness and identity and recognition out of having the Byron Nelson here, of having the Cowboys here. But we have, over the many years, tried to build on that identity to say we're more than. We're more than the Cowboys. We're more than the Byron Nelson. We have a lot going on for us, and that's the story we continue to tell people.
She adds that the Four Seasons Golf Course remains open and could be considered for future major golfing events. People are enjoying some fun nights jamming to the sounds of New Orleans. That's the theme of this year's Irving concert series. Here's a look at the most recent show at Whistle Stop Plaza in Heritage Crossing. The group you see here is Timond, and there are more dates ahead for some other groups. You can see those on your screen right now. If it rains, organizers will announce an indoor location. Vendors will be on site to sell New Orleans-style food for people to enjoy. You can find all of the specifics at irvingevents.org. And the Irving Concert Series for Kids continues on June 22nd at the Irving Soccer Complex with a performance by Andy Rue. All of these shows are free. The next monthly tour of Irving's Heritage House will have an extra attraction. Wedding gowns spanning the decades will be on display at a bedroom of the house called the Bride's Room. One of the gowns that will be on display is from 1903, so it even predates the house. To see those gowns and the rest of the features there, go to the Heritage House on Sunday, June 4th from 3 until 5 p.m. Visits are free. Group tours are available by appointment. Here's a way to help keep Irving beautiful and have some fun in the process. June 9th is Irving Day at the Air Hogs baseball game. $3 of every online ticket sold with the code IRVING in all caps will go to Keep Irving Beautiful. Also, City Manager Chris Hillman will throw out the ceremonial first pitch. Get tickets at airhogsbaseball.com, and again, the code is IRVING in all caps. For groups wanting to participate in this year's Independence Day Parade, this is the time to sign up. Organizers are looking for people to design floats that honor American heroes and historic accomplishments. Applications are available online, and they are due on June 20th. The parade is July 4th at 9 a.m. in downtown Irving. A concert by Leo Hull and the Texas Blues Machine will follow the parade in Heritage Park. The annual fireworks show is that evening in Las Colinas. The fun starts at 6 p.m. with free water attractions, a concert by the Las Colinas Symphony Brass Quintet, and the party band Downtown Fever. Fireworks will start around 9:30. The event is free, but parking in the area runs around $10. Pools and aquatic centers are opening for the summer, and the Parks Department is looking for more lifeguards. Full-time and part-time opportunities are available. Applicants must be at least 16 years old and have a current American Red Cross lifeguard certificate. Even though lifeguards must be 16 to be hired, the certification can start at age 15. The city offers classes to help candidates achieve that certification. In addition to that, scholarships are available in some cases to help pay for the cost of the classes. Applications and more details are available at cityofirving.org/aquatics. Time now for our Pets of the Week. JP is back with us, and he's at the Animal Care Campus.
We're at the Animal Care Campus with Michael Whiteside and with all the wonderful pets. Speaking of wonderful pets, who's this cutie, Michael?
This is Lola. She is almost 2 years old. She's a Chihuahua, and she was brought in because she had a broken leg, and her owner couldn't afford the treatment for her. So we rescued her from the city and had her leg fixed. She just got out of her cast a few days ago, so she's getting on her way back to normal health, and she's moving around just like any other dog would.
And you said she's a guardian angel dog, right? Guardian angel dog?
Yes, we used funds, or we're still collecting funds to cover her treatment. It was about $1,000 for her surgery. She had to have some pins put into her leg to repair the break. So she is still listed on our guardian angel page, but she's also ready to go to a home.
And she seems to be so sweet, like she's a sweet little dog.
She's really sweet. I think she's a little intimidated by the lights and the camera, but once we get her outside, she'll just run around, and she just loves to run around the yard and just have a good time with whoever's there with her.
Michael, and this is?
This is Peluchin. I have no idea where the name came from, but he is a 7-year-old miniature poodle mix. He's very handsome, very friendly. His owners surrendered him because they had a baby. So they either couldn't care for the dog anymore, or they were concerned about him and the baby together. But he's here. He's super sweet, ready for a new home for sure.
He's a handsome little dog, isn't he?
He is, and he's very sweet. He loves to go for walks. He loves to be out in the yard playing. I've never seen him act any sort of negative way towards other animals or people. So he's going to be a great pet for anybody with lots of years left.
Yeah, it seems like he has a lot of kindness in him too, so I'm sure the kids would love him.
Oh, definitely. I mean, he just loves being around people. That's all I've really seen of him, is just his fascination and wanting to be around people.
All right, Michael, and can you tell us a little bit about Randy here?
Definitely. Come here, Randy. Randy, he's a little over a year old. He was returned to the city because the family was moving and they couldn't take him with them. He's a terrier mix. I would imagine he's probably got a little bit of Scottish Terrier in him, just looking at the face and the ears and the coloring. But he's still very puppyish. He's got a lot of energy, but he's real friendly.
He'd be great to take out, to the outdoors and run around a little bit, because he seems to be very active.
Yeah, he is very active, so it'd be great if he had a yard, or if somebody went on walks or jogs or something like that, because he could definitely use the exercise to get rid of some of that excess energy that he's got.
Yeah, and he really is a very handsome dog.
He is. He's got really expressive eyes, and he's just really friendly. He really does love everyone he meets as well.
All right, thank you, Michael. And back to you, Thomas.
All right, thanks a lot, JP. The Animal Care Campus is located at 4140 Valley View Lane. It is open Tuesday through Friday from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. Then on Saturday, the hours are 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. Also, check out the websites you see on the screen. The City of Irving observes Memorial Day. Coverage of the city's service next time on City Source. Also, more from the Irving Music Factory as construction progresses on that project, all leading up to the planned September opening. And we have all of the fun from the police pity run to support Special Olympics. I'll talk slowly here because even this video from last year is still fun to watch. See all of the smiles, more of the dancing, and find out which school took the top prize. All that and next time. Email us your thoughts on our stories. The address is ictn@cityofirving.org. We may read some of your messages here on the show, or you can always comment on our videos at youtube.com/thecityofirving. And that's it for this edition of City Source. We leave you now with more from the AT&T Byron Nelson. Thanks to everyone who was a part of this one, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.